I'm here. I try to cut some of these lights off so I have less glare. I'm going to be trying to fix up some of these paintings I have and make them really nice. I figure I might as well. Every time I go on Facebook, sometimes I get a lot of people, sometimes I don't. It kind of just depends on the day. I feel this light over here is too much. Alright, I think this is better. Less light is better, especially when I'm trying to paint and stuff. Alright, I'm gonna look up some space images. Alright. So I want to try to add to this, but I'm gonna first. I got these sketch things. Where the heck did the top go? A white charcoal pencil set. And I feel like I should break them in. So, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this other thing real quick. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to use this thing to put down to cover up things and all that. But you can still kind of see what I'm doing. Let's see if I can angle this a little better. I have the worst angling problems. The husband says that phones are expensive, so hopefully soon I could get something. I don't know, probably be income tax time. I'm taking it. I don't know. But I'm going to have that to leave that, but I'm going to start sponging this out. I have my cards over here. But I'm going to start sponging a little bit of this because I want to make this black because I want to do a nice sketching. Because I do a lot of sketch art and I feel like this would be a good thing for me. Alright, here I go. I'm just going to squeegee this. I'm going to let this dry and then I'm going to fix this within and try to put some planets into the Leo constellation. And these pencils are pretty nice. So, but if you got a question, let me know. I'm just starting my little painting ventures. Because yesterday was my son's birthday, and of course, he's being difficult. He never called us. He left with his girlfriend and was gone for a long time. It's been close to a year or two. He's okay. He's in an apartment and stuff, but he's in his head. So I tried to do some stuff yesterday, and painting does help me. And I was told because he's 21, when people are in their head, there's nothing you can do. So painting is the thing to do for me for now. But I figured I might as well do this venture. I mean, I came off a jaw surgery. They said I could have died. I had so much infection in my jaw. So on top of that, I've been dealing with things like that. And the whole time I was sick, that's what I thought about was, damn, I need to get back to my dog, my husband, and everybody tells you gotta let your kids go. And sometimes it's hard. It's hard to let people go that you're so close to, the ones you give birth to, and make their own mistakes. And I guess that's where I'm at. His girlfriend left him, and she got pregnant, and honestly, who knows if the baby's his or not, but he's in his head with that. And people tell me there's nothing I could do about this. So, I guess that's where I'm at. But I'm just going to blot this and make a complete back and let it dry because I didn't realize these white chalk pencils were actually pencils. I thought they were just long white chalk. But they do, you can draw on top of paint with them. So this might actually help when I get an actual real canvas. And then when I was loading videos yesterday, because I'm everywhere, I know I have the most luck over here, and that's why I live stream more this way. I was looking at my friend Ferry, and he seems like a nice guy. I mean, he's in the LGBT community. He talks a lot about these issues, but he's an amazing painter. And I'm talking amazing. He free sketches. I guess he's been painting since he was a kid. So I get a lot of ideas from him. Because he paints the cheap way. And he sketches. His freehand sketches are amazing. But he's been doing it for a lot of years. And he'll tell you to go to the dollar store and all these different things. So, and I did make a comment because the comments are big over on TikTok. They count for a lot of things. Over here, I think they do, but I don't think they count as much as Facebook and TikTok and stuff. So when I go over there and I see some of my friends, I always leave a comment. Because they're struggling. I mean, I'm over here because I got a live button. I'm not here. I never really thought about making money over here. I just thought it would be cool to be over here. I never really thought people would like me enough to where one day I actually made it somewhere or was going to close to make it somewhere. But you never know what life's going to take you till you get there. I mean, maybe in all this venture and painting and getting things off my head, maybe Zach will get out of his head and get all that brainwashing that girl's been doing to him, and possibly he'll be the old son, the son I knew again. I mean, he used to talk to his older brother, but he don't even talk to him anymore. His older brother got him a job, and he ended up leaving his job because he actually got fired because that girl was visiting him, and they got him on camera on company time not working, and it was a good job. And my older son said there's just nothing more he could do, and I appreciated what he did, and he said that he couldn't even save his job because he's been there a long time, because my older son's like 30. And then when all this happened, I just asked him if he could take care of him. And he did. He ended up getting a DUI because he was drinking. And then he ended up getting one because he had weed in the car. So it was crazy. And it wasn't even his, it was the girlfriend's, but he ended up getting it. And I think it's an OVI, but they treat it the same as a DUI. But he's not homeless, he's not on the street, and I was told that this is not a bad thing. So, alright, there we go. That gives me a little bite for the stream. The husband told me that since he does apartment maintenance, he's going to find me a lamp. So, but this is really the only thing keep me going these days. My diet is very restricted since the jaw operation, of course. I could barely, I eat mush, I call it. They have a certain foods they want me to eat while my jaw is healing. The inside is now healing where I'm able to eat, but I had to convince my surgeon to do this. Because my surgeon just did not want to do it. He said that he wanted to do it after the holidays. He said, I had an infection all through my jaw. I kept going to the emergency room, back and forth. It never ended, my emergency room visits. And I just told him, I know you feel bad about it, but I gotta have it done. So, I'm gonna let this dry and then fix this other one up. Let me get this over here so we can dry. Alright. Alright, now that that's fixed off, I'm going to try to add some planets to this Leo constellation. I made this. I feel it's nice, but it's unfinished. So, if anybody's listening, I got this here. It's white chalk pencils. It was on Amazon for like $5.99. Then I ended up, it does not come with a sharpener. I'll show you what it comes with. I'm gonna just try them out. You could sketch on top of a painting with it. I think this is supposed to be a blending tool. I'm not sure what this thing is. It's real sticky. I think this is a blending tool too. This is a regular eraser over here. And then they got a sharpening tool, which I'm not even sure how to use that. But I think I'm just going to use this and try to get these. And then I just got it did not come with the sharpener, but I had a lot of these from my makeup because I think every woman has these for their makeup stuff. And I had one that was too small for my makeup, so it works for this. So, all right, I feel it needs planets. It really does. I want to make a little solar system with this. I feel it would be a lot nicer with a solar system. Alright, I'm seeing maybe I should do the moon. moon probably be easier. Or I could just do one with a ring around it. Go do juniper or something. I don't know. And the crazy thing is, at work I work on juniper, so go figure. But I got these because I thought they were regular chalk, but maybe these could be helpful. But I'm gonna just do. I'm gonna do this and this. Start penciling this in. See, it's working pretty good. You could sketch on top of paintings. And I figure instead of just buying tons and tons of this, maybe just finish off what I have. And this probably be a better venture. But if you guys want a tarot card reading, I have the cards. I just like to occupy myself because over here on YouTube, you gotta be doing something. That's like the main objective of YouTube. No copyrights. They want you to be doing things. So I try to do things that are interesting, I guess you could say. So I figure this is the most interesting thing I'm doing. Alright, and let me get this here so you can see me doing this. Alright, I'll load this right here. There we go. Now you can see exactly what I'm doing. I felt this would be a better camera angle. I have terrible camera angles, and I do apologize for terrible camera angles. Because I really do. I have terrible ones. And I guess to have a good dimension on this, it starts here. I'm going to come out here. This thing really, I mean, for $5.99, this is not bad. You can really sketch things out. Maybe I could start sketching these faces. Alright, so this ring was not very symmetrical. And I always couldn't like paint over this too, but at least I can get me a nice planet in here. Because some of these just felt unfinished to me. But I know it's the week before Christmas, and you guys probably have all kinds of stuff going, but if anybody is going through things like me, I'm here for you. And I don't want you to feel bad for me. Because there's a lot of people in worse predicaments. There's people where their kids are out on the street. There's some people where their kids were murdered. And I'm grateful that my child wasn't murdered. He's just being a dumbass. I mean, there's a lot of worse things that could have happened to me in the world. So, that's not bad. I did that. Now I just got to get the dimensions. I feel like if I got the dimensions of this planet, it would be better. Because I have a problem with making good dimensions. I'm trying to just bring it up to get a bigger picture. Here we go. Okay, there's little craters down here, so I'm going to start drawing in some of these craters just to make this planet kind of alive. Because I feel that that's where I've been going wrong with a lot of these paintings. And then there's another one this way. Alright, and there's one this way. You've got to make these dimensions on these planets. And probably I'll be close to making faces soon, I'm hoping. But yeah, if anybody's out there that's just feeling down on themselves, or somebody is just doing them wrong, and it's the Christmas season, I'm here. I mean, I've been through a lot of crazy stuff in my life. A lot of crazy people have done things to me. I mean, in 50 years, you don't get by with somebody not doing something crazy to you. I think that's just life. I know these are like really brief dimensions, but I'm gonna start shading in certain areas like this. I'm gonna start shading this like that. Because I want this is supposed to be shaded in nice. I've been wanting to find a way, and I'm kind of glad I come across these little things. And then I watch other artists on how they do things. And then I just think of my own way of doing it. And really, it gets me by with my depression. I mean, I'm really hoping one day my son is watching my little broadcast, but I mean, he may not. I mean, and that's just something that I have to personally deal with. It said it has here, but these are AI pictures. I'm gonna what looks like land masses and mountains and stuff. Before I paint this, I'm gonna just sketch these things. I feel that would be better. I'm gonna sketch all these little details in, so the paint can pick it up and it won't be so abrupt. So then there's two there. Right. And then here was another little planet or an asteroid. I don't know what this would be. But with this crazy space scene, I guess an asteroid probably would be in their destiny. Okay. I'm just doing a circle with this. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and circle this in with white, so when I put my paint on, it kind of looks blends in a little. It kind of stands out in the painting. And then I got, and this is another little asteroid. I'm just drawing little rock things. And I'm making these white because I'm going to paint another color on top, just dab it so it looks a little nicer. Okay, there's that. I'm going to put, and it has more rock things going on here. So I'm going to put another asteroid over here. I'm going to move this over here. I know I'm so bad at this. And this little bracket is kind of jagged. Comes out this way. It's a big asteroid. Some of these asteroids probably are the ones that took out the dinosaurs. They got so many out in space. They call it space junk. Honestly, the space garbage is what kills planets sometimes. They've even said that that's why about this greenhouse warnings. I was watching Gaia, and I watch a lot of things that have to do with space and Earth and our conservation and stuff. And, anyways, they always talk about how these like different things we do attract different things. And they really do. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. It could be. I mean, I would like my last time on Earth to have a happy time. It would be good to have a happy Christmas, but at least I have happy painting time. Alright, I thought I was going to get a nice crescent one. I'll just make it here. I'm going to do a nice crescent one this way. Just the shading of here. And the shading of the crescent goes this way. I think this is the crescent one. I forget. You think I'd remember all this, but I don't sometimes. These do work out when I need to like do fine details on a painting. So if you are interested in painting, they're sketch pencils and it's white chalk. And I thought it was the kind that you would have like the teachers have. And I was like, okay, I guess I can work with it, but I guess this is what they give me. Alright. Alright, now I'm going to do a little painting. So this is already went down. I do have a little garbage. I have all these shitty little things as I've been done going. I see these cups by the nurse's station all the time. So I grab them. Sometimes it's hard at work, I'm not going to lie. Everybody talks about their kids and how they're doing all this happy stuff with their kids and everything. And I don't like to be the dweller. So I just listen to them and say I'm excited for them. But sometimes, I just don't want to hear about it. See, this works good. It sharpened it up. And I got the little mini garbage. I mean, I don't wish the worst for anybody. I don't. But sometimes you gotta think of what's in front of you and what's going on and deal with what you got. I guess that's the sentiment of today. So I just deal with what I got in life. And what I got is I have a good marriage. I got patients that look forward to seeing me. So maybe I'm meant to just be here for the sick. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Sometimes I think everybody kind of at times thinks about their own purpose. And I do. I think about my own purpose all the time. And I would just wonder why. Because I see all these wonderful spiritualists and people and the priest and everything. And these are high profile people that need to live forever. They really do. And I'm just saying that because, see, I just put paint over it. I don't know if you guys can see that. I just put paint over that. Just to give it a little bit of some depth. And I'm going to do on my white ones instead of like putting it out since I'm just touching up. I'm going to do this and I think where the heck was that? Well, anyways, I'm just going to put these here. Trying to be very professional because sometimes over here you get the most professional people in the world. You really do. People on YouTube are incredible. They have all this great singing, all this great stuff they do. And you're just like, wow. I don't know if I can ever do that. So I just try to give whatever service I can give. And I know it sucks, and I know people don't. I mean, I personally, when I'm feeling like shit, I don't want to hear about how everybody has a good life, how this person has $1 million, how this person has this and that. I personally don't want to hear about stuff like that. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes when you're going through it, you just want to not hear about all that because you got to get through your own stuff. So I guess you would call this therapy for me. And it gives me a way to blog my paintings too and what I do every day. Because if I feel if one day I drop dead, I mean, how would anybody know I existed? And if I'm on YouTube, my videos would be here. And people would hear me because I feel that when you do die, that's the first thing they do. I'm never going to hear so and so again. I'm never going to hear them say this. I wish I would have recorded them saying that. Especially if it's your parents or somebody, or a loved one, or a wife, or a husband, or just someone important. And then they pass away, and you're just like, oh my god, I did it again. I'm just putting white in here before I shade it in other colors. I feel like a video documentary sometimes is better. So if something was to ever one day happen to me, because you could wake up, you could have an aneurysm. We had people in our family die this way, and it happens. Oh yeah, those aneurysms happen. She was 20 some years old. My mother died of an aneurysm. It went straight to her heart. And it sure does happen. So you don't want to take for granted the time you have. You know, if your kids are giving you a hard time or whatever, don't take that for granted because one day your kids won't be there. Then your kids could be going through hard times. You might not see them for a couple of years, and then where you at? Then your ass is depressed. And there's no amount of money in the world that can get you through that. And it may be like counseling. But the thing is, I studied so much psychology, I don't think counseling would help me at all. I really don't. Once you're in the medical field and you've studied a bunch of stuff, you kind of, you're just at a bypass. You really are. Because you're at that point where it's like, I don't know, do I go this way or that way? And you already know what they're going to say. You absolutely know what they're going to say when you're a medical. I mean, shit, a lot of times I'd be diagnosing myself for things because I tell the doctors that I already know what I'm doing. I already know what's wrong with me, and I leave it at that. Because a lot of times I already do. Just like with this operation, I told the doctor, I go, just go ahead and give it to me. I told him I already know I need it, and I did. And he was like, how did you know? It was this extreme. I said, well, I do what you do. I'm in medical. So, alright, this ring on the side is kind of brownish. And I do have some brown paint. So I'm going to take this with my little spongy here. And then try to just fade in this ring. Give it a little density here. It kind of blends in with everything. This brown. I was doing a lot of grunches. And when I was doing a lot of my Grinches, I was making Max the dog, and I had a lot of brown I had to have stock for. So, and I don't know, maybe my husband was sitting there showing me that because Chong was literally laying, and I woke up and I was hot. And I was like, how am I so hot? And Chong was literally right next to me. And I heard him snoring. And he goes, "This is why you need to be happy." He was like, "We need to be here for Chong." And really, honestly, if I didn't have a service dog, I think especially around the holidays with all this crap going on, I think I would have had to be locked up or something. I don't know. Because that's what they do when you get too depressed. They be locking you up. And they do. The medical community, you cannot commit suicide around them. Oh no. I'd probably have everybody from my work undoing stuff and helping me. Not, and I'm trying not to do that, so it's better to do this than be locked up and on psych meds. Because who really wants that, honestly? Because that's what they do. They put you on a bunch of meds you're not even sure about. But I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So I figure might as well be productive and help you guys out, and maybe we could all help each other. Alright. Now the inside of this planet. Put that on my little rubber thing. The inside of this has a little color. It's like pinkish, so I'm gonna go ahead. I think this is pink one. I think I actually had a pink stack. So, yeah, I had pink right here that I saved, and I was doing other paintings. I'm gonna take this last little bit of pink, and in the middle here, I had a like a pink layer of this here, so let me bring this closer, show you what I'm doing. But yeah, if you guys want a reading, I do energy readings. I pick up more energy than anything, which kind of doesn't help me with my depression. Because people I'm close to, I pick up their depression too. And it kind of sucks because here I am, depressed as hell, and a lot of times it's because somebody around me that's close is in depression. And I feel my son's depression. I feel it. I even had my friend that's like a shaman lady come over, and we did some cord cutting and stuff. And she said it was his choice, and she just felt he had a lot of dark energy and everything. And that happens a lot when you're in a depressive state, I guess you could say. So that just didn't help, I guess you could say. Yeah, it looks a lot better. Just adding that little bit of detail. And I wanted to finish out these nice. And then I'm going to take this, just the pink itself, and do these craters again. because I want it kind of distant, but I want to be able to see the depth of the planet. Well, I mean, soon I'll be getting close to doing planet Earth. That is a very complex thing. There's a lot of clouds you gotta put, and I would say the most experienced artists probably would do planet Earth. It really is kind of like trying to do faces and self portraits doing the planet Earth. I would like to think it's that detailed. So, alright, now I'm gonna do the white again and blot that in. I'm doing on the edge here. I'll get another brush. I have like 50 that I ordered from Amazon, of course. Oh, hello. How are you? How's your guys' holidays? Alright. I always get a good crowd over here. I like to talk to you guys when I'm chilling more. I think I can unplug this now. Alright. Ash had crush on me. Not please tell. Do you want me to do an energy reading on this crush you have? Is that what you want me to do? Because I could do that. I could do a pathway just to pick up energy. Okay. I know how it feels around the holidays when you got loved ones, like I was saying before. And love can. I think sometimes they used to say, love is what God does to people. Like sometimes that somebody told me that when you do really bad things, sometimes God removes people and you won't find anybody you love until you act a little nicer. Because they say all love comes from the supreme light in the world, in the universe, which I like to call the Milky Way, and they say that when you're hurt by love, it's some of the worst pain you'll ever feel. Because no one wants to be alone. Because we're human beings and we're sociable. That's it. We're sociable beings and we have feelings. And dogs have the same kind of feelings, and so do animals. We're just more evolved than them. And I do believe in evolution. That's why I believe in being nice to the animals. I believe in a lot of cultures, they say that if you see a cat or a dog, that's like upcoming human. That's what they say. I don't know if that's true, but they say that you go through the cycles, and if you like see a dog or a cat when they die in the next lifetime, they'll be human. So I think that that's why the karma thing comes in, because when these guys because I do believe in reincarnation. I do. I believe in the Hinduism. I'm not Hindu, but I do think that they're right about that. I honestly do. Because my dog acts more human than anybody, and I feel if we treat people nice and treat animals nice, in the next lifetime we're blessed. And people that treat animals really nasty, they get treated real bad in the next lifetime. Like if they're a womanizer, they become a woman and sometimes they went through the same thing that they put women through. I don't know how true that is. but I've heard that from people. I really have. But I'd like to say just be nice to everybody just because we don't know who's right and who's wrong. Because it's just what it is. We could say we think this and this makes sense, but then in the end, it could be something totally different. So it's better just to be nice. But your pathway, I can't see your name, but your pathway on your crush is in the North Pole. North Pole. North Node. I'm thinking of Christmas. This just means that the spirit guides, the spirits, whatever you want to call them, the dead people that bother me and talk to me more than the living, they're saying that in the North Node is just means that don't be afraid to try to step out of your comfort zone, to let somebody know how you feel. And that's good for the energy for that situation. And you got a fixed moon, and that just talks about your vision and keeping your dreams, your visions, and just holding it and letting that in, because and just keep the faith type thing. And then you did get a third quarter moon. And this just talks about adjustments. Being with this person, you might have to adjust a couple things in your life. So maybe I would approach it if he's a crush or he or she. It's hard for me to tell gender up here because I don't really know you guys personally and I never met you, but I feel this partner, I would take it slow. I would say, I do find you attractive. Ask them if they're with anyone. Say, do you want to go see a movie or something? Or go out to eat. But don't do the go out to eat like when I first was in separation from my first marriage. They had this rule. I don't know where it came from. Maybe you guys could tell me where it came from. The third time people take you out, and if they spent a lot of money on the meal, they expect sex. Because I had this guy, and I was, feeling it out, because it was like a year before I dated, and, oh, you're welcome. And he wanted sex, and I go, why do you want sex so bad after all this? And he said, because I spent $300 taking you out 3 times. And I told him I didn't know when I became a prostitute or a sex worker. So be careful with that going out to eat. It got to that point where I said I can afford to take my own self out to eat, and I don't want to do it. If I want to have sex, it's one thing, but I'm not going to be forced to have sex because of this meal thing. So be careful with the meals, is all I'm saying. Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead and put your question in, and I will get yours. It's really hard for me to scroll back up sometimes. Just retype it in, and I'll do the next one. Hopefully, I could start getting some better software soon. All right, here's your question. You want to know why your current situation. All right, do you want a general reading of, or is this a specific kind of situation you want? Because there's a lot of different energies we kind of have every day, I guess you can say. So, I guess that's my question to you, is what kind of reading you would like. Alright. Whatever. I don't know what your current situation is, but I'll do an energy reading on your current situation and see what comes up. Is it in the love sector or business? I mean, we all got business sectors. Even if you're unemployed, you got a business sector. You really do. So, I'll see what sector comes up. We'll just leave it up to the dead people. All right. You also got a north node, and this is honestly the same one as the other girl with the crush. And this is stepping out of your comfort or your comfort. Go, leaving your personal bubble. Whatever situation you got, you're closed up in your bubble and you're not really letting anybody in. And it's saying you have to leave your bubble. That's what I like to call it. And it's like that. And then you got a new moon in Capricorn, which is talking about hard work and paying, how your hard work working out for you. And then you got a balsamic moon, and that's represents healing. I feel that your north node in your current situation has to do with love. So maybe you could do what the other person should do, the dead people say they should do, and maybe just come out of your bubble and just try to have good old fashioned conversation. I mean, that's what I'm picking up on that on somebody. And really, when I went when I was in school, all these dating is an interview for marriage. Everything is doubled up. Sorry for those language. Oh, you're okay. I don't get butthurt about nothing. I'm in medical. Like, can you please tell me about true information, intentions, or feelings, or he hides things? Well, a lot of men hide their feelings. I don't think he's a horrible person for hiding his feelings. Says don't have anything about people who betrayed me. My father died. I needed them the most. Okay, well, I could do a reading on that, on betrayal. We're talking a whole new different energy on that. But I do feel that there's somebody that has a crush on you, but this happens all the time in life. All right, and then I will get to your question up that way since it's literally right here. All right. Oh, you're fine. Like I said, I do not get butthurt about nothing. I have residents, I take care of Alzheimer's residents that cuss me out daily. I don't take anything seriously anymore. But it seems like you really need help with all that. So, alright, since your dad died and you got all these people you think have bad intentions, I got a full moon in Pisces, and this just talks about balancing your energy. And honestly, if your dad just died, that makes sense. When my mom died, it tore me apart. For years, it affected me. It really does. Even to this day, it affects me. So, I get it. And then you got a full moon in Gemini, and you got a new moon. A full moon in Gemini just means answers that were hidden are going to come to the light. So there is somebody that's hiding or doing something, but I feel it's financial. I feel somebody was trying to take extra money. I'm feeling it was a family member, and they're just starting a shit show because when people die, they fight over money. I see this all the time in medical, all the time. People are shitheads when people die. Instead of respecting the dead, they're worrying about who's getting the family diamonds and the insurance policies and yada yada yada. Anyways, you got a new moon also, and this talks about a new start. I feel there's going to be a money struggle about something with your dad, but it'll be resolved, and you're going to have a new start. And I don't feel you're going to be close to that family member no more. So whatever dispute it is, you're going to win and you're going to get it. I do see that. So, and like I said, wear yourself a quartz or a purple stone, a purple crystal or a quartz, because that would be the best thing for you, and you'll have a lot of good protection. Is when people are being shitty towards you, or it'd be better is since your dad just passed, if he gave you a special necklace or something, wear that. Or just if there was something special he had, or keep it with you if it's you don't have a necklace or anything, just a special object to connect you to your dad. That someone that's recently dead like that, you get extra protection on that. So, because this cross, one of my residents gave me, I don't know if you guys can see it. It has like a little bit of diamonds in it and stuff. She's like super rich, and she's the chemo gave out, and she gave me this, and I feel it's been giving me a little luck. Sometimes that helps even more than a crystal, because it has the energy of somebody that you love in it and that loves you back. So that probably would work. I would definitely do those two things and keep away from the family members that seem disgruntled. That's what I'm seeing is these, and family members can be horrible, and when someone dies, they act like but they're so sad, but then they're asking for money and this and that. I got to pay this, I got to pay that. And it's like, okay, you had to pay all this stuff before these people have passed. Get your own life together and don't bring bad karma on death. But they do. All right, now let me see. I'm trying to look for this other one here. About, all right. All right, I'm getting to you about, I think it's AKSH. Oh, jeez. All right, a sheet's true intentions and feelings for me. I'm probably mispronouncing this person's name, and I apologize. He hides things. All right, we'll find out. Let me take care of you now. And good luck with all of the stuff. And like I said, just try to I mean, I've been through this whole death thing with my mother, so maybe just try to find an outlet. And sometimes you gotta redefine yourself when somebody that you loved passes, because every death changes you. Death changes everything. Death changes people around you, people that are going to leave or stay. Death is when death happens in a house or whatever, the house goes cold and everything changes to the bad or the good. To the good people, if it's somebody that's doing shitty things, death will literally target them the worst. I do know that. That's why I don't mess with death. I respect death. And the Reaper comes to get people. God bless. Be nice, be polite, don't screw no one over, and the Reaper won't come get you. And the Reaper won't. It's not that they're gonna kill. Reaper's gonna come kill you, but he could bring you some bad karma because the Reaper knows all. The Reaper's a force of nature. He makes you pay for all your bad intentions, and he comes around death, and he looks and whoever's doing the shittiest things and causing the most problems, they get paid back first. That's why when someone dies, you gotta, even if you hate that person that died, give your respects and move it along. So that's the best advice I can give you on that, because that's when the Reaper comes, when it's time. Like, even my animal, I had a cat and I made sure he died at home, and everybody said the house went cold. And I told everybody the Reaper was in the house. And a couple of the kids were doing some bad stuff and it came to be. All their bad intentions came right out because death was there. And death comes, and Reaper comes for animals too. He comes for everything. So if you're abusing a dog and a dog dies in a terrible way, the Reaper's watching you. He really is. And the Reaper cares about everything, not just humans, animals, everybody. Trust me on this. Sometimes I see him too. And I'm very respectful. You have got to be respectful of death. But you're, all right, the true intentions of your lover, I'm taking it. You got a full moon in Cancer. And this is about a personal issue. And a personal issue that's going to reach resolution. He has a personal issue somewhere. I think it's related to you or something you're involved in. I don't know. I'm picking up it's something like that, but it's about a personal issue. About something that you guys, I don't know, it's something that he doesn't like you're doing. And then you got a dissembling moon, and this just tells you to kind of like meditate and ask the universe for answers. And that makes sense if you're dealing with someone that's this judgmental. And you got a new moon in Pisces also. And this, it just talks about meditation and contemplating your whole situation, going over everything. I don't think, I honestly, I don't see you guys being together truly spiritually, or just together to where whatever is bothering him is resolved. And I feel that he's a little controlling. So, and honestly, even if you said, I mean, my first husband was getting kind of controlling towards the end, and that's not a good place to be because it takes away your free will, and at that point, you might as well be a slave to that person. And we didn't get reborn again to be slaves. So I would get myself a rose quartz and I would start meditating and make sure you put holy water with it. And I mean, if whatever faith you are, it doesn't matter, or get a cross and start praying because you need to get some positiveness around you because he's going to bring you down, this person. You don't want this. I've been through this. You do not want it. You had. Alright. I once had a thought about a man. I think that's everyone. We all go through that phase. Everybody wants, when they're younger, they want to get married, have kids, meet Mr. Wonderful, or if they're a guy, or if you're. I support everybody as long as it's love. If you're a man that's into just men, you have dreams of meeting the perfect guy and having a good relationship and maybe adopting kids, but I think that's what everybody kind of feels. So that's perfectly normal. I have done that. Little girls play with baby dolls, and they say that if you're, in the community and you're the more feminine man in the relationship, you play with baby dolls and you do girly things. I mean, I guess it just shows what role we are meant. And I do have a friend. He's a spiritualist of a lot of different sorts. He told me that sometimes when we're born again, we go in the wrong body. And that's when you get confused about your identity and this and that. And maybe it's true. He is like really enlightened, and he's the one that kind of like helped me through my pathway of trying to figure out my own spirituality. And he used to swear by this. So, I mean, that's just your path. We all have one through that. See, I'm blotting this pink around here. I'm hoping juniper's nice. And I'm going to redo this ring. Because I swear, I know on Facebook and all that when I used to do my live streaming, they used to tell me God was not in the Milky Way, blah, blah, blah. Why not? I mean, honestly, it's the strongest structure in space. And you get in the Milky Way has a lot of black holes. And they all go to one master black hole. But then my spiritualist friend said God is everything. So I don't know. Maybe God is everything, but I think his main hub is in the Milky Way. I would be willing to believe it. I believe that God it probably is everything. Maybe that's how this karma thing happens. When you meet a dog that you don't want to save, or you're nasty to someone, or you won't get someone a sandwich that's starving, God probably is there. And that's why you get rewarded or you don't. I don't know. I think this is about as best this planet's getting. I was trying to make juniper. So, but I don't know. I mean, a lot of people say a lot of things, but I won't know the full answer till I'm like dead, dead. I mean, I have been dead before and came back, but I wasn't dead long enough to get all the full answers. I know some answers, but not the full answers. Those are reserved for the dead, dead that are about to be. You know this when you're born and all that. I added this planet, and I think it kind of adds contrast to this painting. I really think it looks a lot nicer. It didn't look complete. That it didn't. I might fix up another painting while my other one is done. Here, let me look at my other comments. Well, what I would do if somebody is hiding something from you, and this is just the human point of view, because I have taken a lot of psychology, you just tell them, I want to talk about our relationship and stuff, and I just feel like just have a serious conversation, but do it at a time where it's not like there's a lot of traffic and a bunch of people. And you tell them, just be like, I just, because people fall out of love and feel these things when you're deeply connected, and you just say, I need to have a serious talk with you, and just say, I'm not mad, I'm not angry. Just tell them that I just want to know what's going on with our relationship, and tell them I'm not breaking up with you, but I want to know what's going on before anything bad happens to our relationship. And just kind of see where it goes from there. And then if he starts getting hostile and crazy and stuff, be like, if we can't sit and have a civil conversation, then I guess that's my answer. Because you can do that also. I've done that. I've done that with people. If you come in non-aggressive and you just want to talk, that's when things get a little bit more tranquil, as they say. And you just tell them, be like, I just want your honest answer, and I want to know what's going on. And if they do got things on their mind, or there's just something bothering them, then generally at that point in time is when they start opening up and looking, and you read their body movements. If they're starting to get hostile or this or that or defensive about something, they pretty much are hiding something. Cops do it all the time. I grew up in a military family. If you're hiding something, you're going to get real defensive. You're going to try to change the subject. And a lot of people already know about the eye contact. So that really doesn't count so much. But ask them a basic question, and then ask them the question in a different way. Just be like, just ask, is there anything you're hiding from me? And then just say, are you angry because something's bothering you that you haven't told me? You just take the same question and you just keep going over about it. It's like a basic, nice interrogation. Because you don't know what people are up to. Some people are just, I don't know, they got problems. They could be doing a lot of different things, and people these days, they're just not nice. They used to be really nice. Back in when I was growing up, everybody was kind of nice, but I don't know what happened to people. I'm going to grab this other painting and try to fix it. This is why I don't deal with a lot of people. Let me grab my other one over here. Alright. Okay. It's this one I want to fix up. I just feel that that one looks better like that, and I could use probably something to fix this little guy up. I feel like that's complete now. There's a moon and there's a damn planet in there, so. But that's the best advice I can give you, and go by your gut instincts also. Because your gut instincts usually is right. You don't want you don't want to go against your own instincts, because a lot of times if you think something's wrong, and I've done that, where I go, well, maybe I'm thinking the wrong thing, and I was right the whole time. Go with your gut. You know this person. You've been with this person. So that's what I would do. Alright, this. Yeah, I don't know if I showed all you, all the new people that joined the stream, but I got new toys for my sketching. It's white charcoal pencil set, and it's an actual little pencil. And you can do this over paintings to fix them up and all kinds of stuff. And I got it on Amazon. I'll show you the set. I got all this for $5.99. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 of these, and this I think is the shade. Then they have this thing here that's supposed to like do cutting. I don't know. I gotta look into that. I don't know what this rubber thing is supposed to be. I gotta figure out what the heck that's supposed to do in my life. And then it came with just an eraser also. And it says eraser. So I think this is the blending thing. And then this, I believe, has to be a blending thing. Because, yeah, this thing does nothing but blend in things. So maybe they sell these, so people that are drawing faces and all that are using these. But I got this set because I feel it would help me with Planet Earth and trying to do Planet Earth and fix my little painting. So that's to the new people that join the stream. So I'd like to give people tips because I'm trying to learn to do things. I'm teaching myself to be an artist. I was practicing sketching for 6 months. And I just started with my painting venture. And I feel that if I could sketch things out better or sketch on top of them after I paint, it comes out a hell of a lot better. It really does. It like has an added touch, so. Is this my friend Karan? No. It's not. I'm going to put this other light on and I hope it doesn't come up too bright. So sometimes things come up too bright. Sometimes they don't. Alright. Go with that. Maybe I can see these little tiny things. Little tiny letters here. There we go. Alright. Alright, you once knew. Oh. Well, thank you. Yeah, I think you've probably seen me all through everywhere. I literally am on every network. And I don't discriminate. I don't. I love TikTok. I love Facebook. I'm obsessed with Snapchat. You can tell with all of my reels. I'm fixing up this. I just fixed up this painting because I got my little stencil thing. I put Juniper in there. Jupiter. I got Jupiter there, and I'm fixing up this because I'm teaching myself to paint. But yeah, I do all I love making videos. I think I actually enjoy it. I have written a book, so I'm just had bad luck with getting a computer that could expedite it nice and different things. So I said, well, what can I do if I can't write? So I was down to sketching and painting. So this is where I'm at. Alright, I'm taking this and putting this over the plan that's here. Because this is supposed to be a planet too, and I feel if I do a nice ring, because some of these planets have rings and I needed white chalk or the white stencil set for this, I feel I'd be better off with this. But this is why I'm doing all this, is I'm waiting on my book stuff. And honestly, I think it all happened for the better. Because by the time I do go and I be getting some new computers and stuff once, after Christmas, I'll know how to paint. And then now I'm just obsessed with planet Earth. Now I want to be able to paint planet Earth, but I've heard this is not an easy task. Alright. I'm sketching white in here because I don't like how everything is just so bland in this painting and kind of comes together and doesn't look as good. And white chalk is so important with space stuff. And I don't think anybody, I do watch YouTube people painting, but yeah, I'm sure you've seen all my reels. I put a bunch of new ones. I've been doing the AI stuff that YouTube been giving me to when I do my when I make my reels, the videos for music. And honestly, I'm not trying to say I'm a rock star. I'm not. I'm far from a rock star. I'm a writer. That's it. I'm a writer trying to paint. This is what I am. But they gave me and I figured out their AI. They actually sent me a thing so like I could help other people with this AI stuff. I'm taking this and just putting this around here. Try to get this to look a little nicer. But I do the AI stuff and I feel like it's like elevator music. You know how it's nice and soothing? You're in the elevator or you're waiting to pay a bill type thing. That's where I'm at with it. And I try to make the most soothing music, and you can have country R&B style as AI's making the music. So, and it's only, I mean, it's not meant for you to sit there and put it on your playlist and this and that. It's just meant for you to have happy vibes while you're listening to while you're looking at the pictures. Because I love taking dog videos. Love it. I'm obsessed with dog videos and animal videos altogether. Animals is my main reason that I'm here. I love animals. I feel that they get a horrible shake in life. People treat them like property and not real people, and not a living being. People will sit there and beat the hell out of their dog, and then be treating their wife really nice. And I don't get it. It's your dog, and one day that dog's going to be a person. And I don't understand why we just can't be happy and try to respect the earth the way it is. Because I feel the energy of things, and I can feel animals' energy, especially if I walk past an animal that's really sad or someone's abusing an animal. I could feel an animal's pain. I'm an empath. And it makes me sad that people do this kind of stuff. It really does. And I just don't understand why this kind of stuff even happens still. But it does. Every day. People little sit there, they won't let their dogs in. Their dogs get their little feet get frostbitten. And it's sad. And I don't know what people think they're going to accomplish. When the Reaper comes to get you, they're looking at everything you did in life. If you abused your animals and was real, and you were not nice to people, I don't understand where they think this is going to give them good karma. Generally, this gives you bad juju, as they say. You don't want bad juju. And bad juju to me is just bad karma. I'm trying to, like, just having light go, like, different ways. Give this a little bit of little density, this painting. I'm just putting these here. But yeah, I just feel that I wish people would be nicer, but I can't make people nicer. But I can tell you that your animals feel your pain. They feel when you don't like them. They feel, and you can depress your animals. And most people depress their animals with potty training. Oh my god. You know, I got a pee pad and I knew I was getting a dog. When you get a dog, you just know what you're in for. They're gonna have pee spots. And I will tell you guys, I have to save on when I put a puppy pad, but sometimes you gotta clean around it. I took a pot that I would have thrown away because I had some. I'm just shading in this area because I feel it needs to have more density. But anyways, take your cleaning rags, but cleaning rags you don't care about. You would have thrown in the garbage. And sometimes I put a little lavender oil, and I take Dawn soap, which that when we had that oil spill, which I lived through the oil spill. I was born in the 70s, so I'm old. They used Dawn when the oil was on all the ocean life and saved as many animals as they could back then in the 80s and 90s. But I take Dawn soap, and when he does have an accident, I don't put it in with the main wash. I keep it in with that same shitty pot that I would have thrown away. And I soak it with Dawn. And I just leave it there. I just put it there and put in soapy water. And then when he had another accident, I just go in there and I got gloves. I just got them from work, but get yourself some gloves and just clean it up, and then you just rinse it. I got this shitty strainer too, where I strain all the water out. And when I strained all the water out, I just literally, you put it back in the shitty pot afterwards, and with the soapy water, and you leave it there, and you wait for the next accident because it stresses dogs out, and you make them depressed. You see these dogs; they're depressed all the time, and they're on these walks, and they're so anxious because they're afraid if they don't hurry up and pee, they're going to get the shit beat out of them, or they're going to get yelled at. And honestly, how would you feel if somebody was yelling at you because of your potty activities and you couldn't use the toilet, you're in a house, or you're stuck in a backyard all the time? I mean, I don't understand people's ideology with that. I really don't. I think that looks better, just kind of bringing it down like that. It just looked too dark. My new pencils are having there. I got a little bit of a cold. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna make a little star over here. I'm gonna start making a couple of these with this. So this is the best idea I come with, sketching over a painting. They don't tell you this in the YouTube videos, that you can sketch over a painting and make it better. But I can tell you over here, so you put that for some space there. And I'm gonna leave that like that, but yeah, I mean, I've been through it, and then people used to tell me when I started when I first got Chong. They're like, beat that ass, beat that ass. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's 2 months old. They wanted me to beat his ass when he was 2 months old for having an accident. I just told my people, these people, I was like, I don't want to hate you, but I don't like how all this is going. I was like, I'll figure out something. I'm not gonna have my dog all depressed all the time. And these are just little things I've done. And everybody in my house knows not to use the cleaning rags in the sink with the Dawn. They know it's for, literally, it's for the floor. And they know it's for when Chong has an accident. And he occasionally, when I go to work, if he has to go pee, I'm not going to make him hold his damn pee for sometimes 12 hours. I mean, that's ridiculous to ask of a dog. I mean, they wouldn't ask you to hold your pee for 12 hours. But yeah, these people just are out there and this is what they do. And then these dogs sit around and they get jaded. They get mean because they're beaten for no reason. And they go through a T-Rex stage. I have lived through this T-Rex stage with Chong. I thought he hated me when he was a puppy. I'm talking about full out hatred. Sometimes we'd be out there peeing. He'd pull me. And sometimes, he's part German Shepherd. He tried to. There was times where he actually tried to bite me a little outside, and I had to show my dominance. I got one of those. Prong collars. I yanked him over, made sure he didn't bite me, and let him know I meant business. And I really didn't have a problem after, but when they go through these, especially if you have a mixed breed that's like German Shepherd and stuff, these things happen. And that's when people beat their dogs' asses. I never responded with negativity. Like, I'd make sure he couldn't bite me, but when we got in, he got caged. And I'm not talking 5-10 minutes. He sometimes spent an hour in that cage when he was in that T-Rex stage. But you don't respond with violence. Like, if they are in that stage and they're having violence with you, don't respond back with violence. Because you teach your dog it's okay to be violent. You do. With kids, it's like that too. Kids are a lot like animals when they're younger. Especially like smart dogs. You wouldn't do that to your child. You're not supposed to. I mean, certain times, I guess, you hurt their feelings or tap their butt. But if you don't do it with humans, don't do it with dogs. And sometimes we were outside once, and there was a rib bone. He was fighting me over this rib bone, and he almost was going to die. Oh, hello. How are you? I came home, and that's when he was trying to bite me because I was trying to take the rib bone from him. We came home, we got him in the cage. He bit me and bit my husband and still had the bone in his mouth, so I diverted him, and he nipped my husband a little bit. We got the bone out, and we let him sit in the cage and think about it. So, I'm just saying, it's good to be nice no matter what, because you just never know what's coming for you in life. And the shading stuff is making things way better in my life. It really is. I'm liking it. This painting's a lot nicer just with this little bit of shading. Even though it wasn't the chalk I wanted, it's working out well. So any aspiring artists out there that's teaching themselves how to paint, this is the thing to do right here. And it's cheap. And I use poster board. I'm not good enough for canvases. I'm not wasting that kind of money. I refuse. I'm going to leave some black in there. I mean, it looks good shaded out a little. And I'm going to put some little white dots down here. Yeah, it goes right over this pink. God bless America. But yeah, I'm just letting you guys know that your animals, don't get mad at them. And he's eaten my stuff. He has eaten my stuff. He's done stuff. But I've never responded to violence. He turned one. After he got out of his T-Rex stage, he got a lot nicer. And it happened. So, it does happen. It takes a little bit with the dogs. Oh, I'm in the medical field. I'm a STNA. And I'm a medical assistant. They keep telling me that I need to go be a nurse, but I don't know. I don't recommend nursing unless you really, really like nursing, because nursing is not what it used to be. People are out. People are out to get you in the nursing field. There's jealousy. There's family members that are out to get you. They're out to sue facilities. Family members love suing. And the first thing they do is go after the nurse. And the facility is that you gotta be on top of your shit to be a nurse. And it's very, very stressful. Unless it's in your blood to be a nurse, you should not be a nurse. I do know the money's good, yes, but you could do other stuff in the medical field if you want to be in the medical field. But do remind yourself, nurses sometimes get attitudes towards you and they will throw you under the bus. They will. I see it at work all the time. I just ignore it. It's really not my concern. I'm an aide, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah. And I know all the young girls want to go out there because it's 30, 40 bucks an hour to be a nurse. Yeah, but depending on what kind of nurse you are, depends on what kind of pay you get. And there's a lot of favoritism in nursing, especially in this economy. And people are going into nursing for the money, not because they like it. And you got a lot of angry family members and stuff, and there's a lot of politics in nursing that they don't tell you when you're in school. I mean, there was a incident at my work where there was a nurse that was taking narcotics from the thing, and she was blaming other nurses, and she was just addicted to pills, and the nurses were kind of like, what the hell? Then they found out the count was off, and that they found out the only person that could have been responsible for the medication was taking the pills. You deal with a lot of that too. Usually they're addicted painkillers and things like that. And she was real nice too to me. Because I was going through a lot of medical problems at that time. That's why when I was streaming, I was looking like shit. It was my jaw was infected, but they were misdiagnosing it and this and that, and I was having issues, and she would help me and stuff. And she was a very good nurse, or knowledgeable, but she had a problem, and one nurse got fired because of the count, because sometimes she was supervisor and she blamed it right up on that nurse. So you gotta be careful in this nursing field now. Until people start getting their jobs back and the economy comes back, you gotta go to work, not make any friends, do your business, and leave. Because this is the only way anything will get accomplished. And I just say that with a heavy heart because I do love nursing. And I do. I like nursing a lot. But I won't. I was thinking about being a nurse, but I won't. I decided not to with all this stuff going on in my profession. Alright, I'm gonna go check these comments in a second. I decided to blot over here because I really felt potential in this painting, but I didn't want to start another poster board because if I don't know how to fix my own mistakes, that's going to be not good for my painting venture here. Nurse that you know about bad magic or astrology? Oh yes, yes I do. I know my grandmother. She was I guess you'd say she was a little bit of a dark witch. I've seen the dark stuff happen. I've seen it done. My grandmother ended up dying of unexplained things up in our upstairs when I was younger. And I swore I heard things all the time when I was a kid. And my mother would always tell me don't touch a Ouija board and this and that. And my grandmother was into some wicked stuff. I do know that if you do a Ouija board and you think that it's a good presence, generally they try to say they're angels or this or that. And they will come through the Ouija board and attach themselves to you. And they kind of, it's like you're inviting them in. Kind of a lot like, it's a lot like, in The Exorcist. And it's something you really just don't want. Because if they're not living, it's for a reason. I believe the supreme power only has people reborn again that deserve to be reborn again. And I think all these malevolent presence are the ones that the supreme being, I like to call up there, won't allow because they did such bad stuff. And until they kind of try to change their energy, they got to remain like they are. Because I see these dark things. They walk around the dead at the nursing home. I see them a lot at the nursing home. That I really do. I don't know why they like to hang around nursing homes, but they do. And it's not always the prettiest thing to see these guys. I try to help the residents out a lot of times when I see them, and they always go after the newly coming up dead. They go by their bed because they're vulnerable. A lot of times people discard people in a nursing home. They're mean to them. Their families don't visit them. Or they need stuff and they won't bring it in, or they argue with their mom or their dad or whatever. And it puts them in a mood. And sometimes I go in a room and these residents will sit there and tell me they had a dream or they seen something, and I would say, did you answer it? And sometimes I see that nasty entity point blank. So yes, there is these things out there. And that's why I tell all you guys to be nice. Because when you guys aren't nice, that's when they're invited in. Yeah, they will help you with malicious acts. They do assist in murder and stuff. That's how murder happens. A dark presence attaches itself literally to a person. And they literally, well, they try to make things better because they say, see, this is not a problem no more. Sometimes they can make people miscarry. They love doing miscarriages. They like when children die. These presences, that's their favorite, is children. They like the they like to mess with the innocent because that's what they do. And the thing is you give them permission, they will mess with your kids. Then they might come mess with you afterwards, which they usually do. I try to protect my residents since I'm more spiritually inclined. I put up little crystals and stuff before they die. Families don't help. I will say that. Families can be the biggest assholes on the planet. They come in, and a lot of times, and I just lift their spirits by giving them things. I mean, I'm a streamer. I have plenty of cords for phones and this and that. I bring them in cords and different things, brighten their day, make things a little bit nicer for them, and then a couple of the nurses like, I wouldn't get them that. Why they got a family? Why can't they do it? I go, well, their family's not. So we're here, and I got 100,000, maybe not 100,000. I had like 30 cords, and I had a phone cord that fit her phone. When you're in a nursing home bed and you can't move, your phone is your outlet to the outside. So I get it. So I'm the one that usually buys them these things because I try to keep them positive because these malevolent presences, they'll feed on them and their energy too because, I mean, they'll feed on anything, but they're sick and they could take their energy and they know they're dying. So that too, you got to take in for account. But they're all around you, these things, all the time. Sometimes, I used to, when I first was starting out and seeing things, my friend that's a really good spiritualist, he said, pretend you don't see them unless you know how to deal with them. And now I know why he told me that, because they will come and surround you, these dark presences, because they want to live. They want a body. Even if it's only in a hospital bed, they still want a body. They will move bodies, but they want a body. And this is true facts. So, I do urge everybody to be nice and always be nice and try to bring good positive energy all the time, especially if you got loved ones that are sick and stuff that are going through hard times. Because who's there to protect them? You guys, everybody forgets about them, and yeah, they're in a really nice nursing facility, yada, 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 but that doesn't mean you forget about their existence or go see them once a year. And I guess I see this a lot in my field, and that's why I'm one of their favorite aides, because I actually do help them. Because especially right before they die, it's important. It's important to be there. And it's important if they're Catholic or whatever to bring a priest. Why not? I mean, I would want a priest before I died. I want my death rites in Latin. Or just bring somebody, or just make sure they get some positivity. But yeah, I would like to get my death rites done when I die. I feel like it depends. If you don't want to, if you're not into religion like that, you still want to have that. I think it looks a lot better like this. All right, I put a little frame on it. It's like self framed. I do think that that looks a whole lot better. And it kind of looked a little bit like crap before. So these are the things I try to improve on. They really do. I try to improve on everything. I am what you would call a perfectionist. But yeah, I think that that one's now completely finished. It doesn't. It looks a lot nicer. It's not so abstract. But I'm gonna go ahead and take me a little break, and I will be back because I tried to go over and do my streaming on other platforms, but sometimes I don't know. It's just different. It's just nicer over here for me. Over there, it's everybody wants to party, play a song, and I don't know. Over here's just a lot nicer. So I'll probably be back over here. Just give me like an hour or so, and I got nothing else to do at my day until the hubby gets home. And then he's probably heading back out like he always does and does a couple things. Since I only work 3 days a week, he does a bunch of the stuff since I've been sick. So I'll be back. And I do appreciate you guys for joining in the conversation because I am here to have fun. And I feel I do have fun over here, and you guys do appreciate my paintings. So sometimes he's so busy he don't want to look at them. He just says they're good. Phew, oh my god. Yeah, I'm so tired of being sick, and I got the cold on top of it. Oh, I'm not going to sleep. Are you going to sleep? It's early. It's daytime where I'm at. I'll be back in about an hour or so. So if you're got a subscription to me, I'm gonna be over here working on my sketching on this other painting that I made all black so I can do a nice sketch of my anime. And I'm gonna be working on that. So if you're around an hour or so, if not, oh, it's 12 o'clock at night in India. Oh, okay. That's why I get a lot of people from India. Gotcha. All right. Well, it was nice talking to you. And I'll try to go on more during the day. I didn't notice it was 12 o'clock in India. So, but good night to you. And thank you for listening to me before you went to bed. And I'll try to do like more morning streams since I have a lot of friends from India that like to come and visit me. And I will see you guys in about an hour or so. All right.